too many women nowadays, they're now saying that they need no man. There's been this uprising trend in the last few years, really in the last few decades. Mainstream media, a lot of mainstream media female artists have made it popular to tell women that they don't need no man, that they're independent, that they don't need no man to provide for them, they don't need no man to take care of them. And this has caused a lot of women to not really look for relationships with men no more. This has caused a lot of women to start to turn from men. A lot of women start to chase the bag. But this is the main thing that a lot of women have to realize, that very few women who say that they need no man, very few of them are really going by that rule. Because what I've seen a lot of times, a lot of women who say they need no man, they don't want no man, they're still secretly dating. They're just not looking for marriage. So this then causes a huge confusion, because you're saying you need no man, but then you're still secretly dating on the side. A lot of y'all are still secretly fornicating on the side. So you're not looking for marriage, but yet you're still seeking men. This American society, actually many countries on the world have lied to women saying they need no man. Because let's be honest, a lot of women, they still desire to be married. They still desire to be with a man. So you have to understand as a woman that when you say that type of stuff, that you need no man, you got to be really careful what you're saying, because you could be putting a serious curse on yourself. Because words have power. When you say you need no man, you're basically saying that you don't even care about marriage. You're basically putting a curse on yourself that you don't even care about meeting nobody. You don't even care about God sending you a husband. So you don't even understand that your own words is working against you. Your own words is crucifying you. Like the Bible says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. This has mainly, the women saying this have mostly been caused by the women going their own way and women being independent. And let's say ain't nothing wrong with a woman having a job and a business and all that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman being successful and have her own stuff, her own car, her own job, her own career, her own business. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But still though, to go that far and say you need no man is a stretch for majority of women. Because let's be honest, majority of women still, a lot of women may not care about it at one point, but still, at some point in your life, you're going to want to be married. There's very few women who could sit down for the rest of their life and say they need no husband and be comfortable living by themselves and be comfortable not having a husband. Even very few women in the Bible are not married. I believe Mary Magdalene and a few other women in the Bible are not married. But very few women could live like that nowadays. Some women who saying that they need no man, they don't want no husband, they still secretly dating, they still secretly fornicating with men on their side. Some of them are secretly prostituting. Some of them are secretly sleeping around. They just not in a committed relationship, but they still sleeping around. So what you're doing is you're inviting yourself to sexual diseases, and you're inviting all these soul ties into you because you're sleeping with different people. Let's be honest, y'all. A lot of people just need to be honest with themselves. Majority of men, majority of women cannot go without each other. Majority of men need a woman, and majority of women want a man. Let's be honest, all these movements that people are doing nowadays, where men talk about men going their own way, women talk about they need no man, these movements are just lies and deception of the enemy. Because this is how things like lesbianism and homosexuality also come in, men being gay also come in. Because people are both saying they don't need each other. Both sides are basically saying they don't care about marriage. They don't care about being married. Oh, I'm a man, I don't care about women no more. Oh, all these women are bad. You're putting a curse on yourself right there. Because you're cursing your own future relationships. Because what if it came down to a point later on they did meet a good woman? That you did meet a woman with good intentions. That mentality will have already hindered you, because you have a thought in your mind that she's not even good for you. Or that she's up. When you meet a good man later down the line, you even believe that's a real man. You even believe that could be your husband sent by God. You just be thinking that he has deceptive manners about him. You be thinking he's a player like all the other men out there. A lot of y'all gotta understand. Stop cursing yourself. Be honest with yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with having your own stuff, but let's be honest, majority of people, majority of y'all want a relationship. Majority of men do want women. Majority of women do want men. The thing is, too many people have been hurt. This is why you need to get healing from relationship trauma, from your past experiences with men or women, because it can lead to hurt later down the line. People now talk about they don't need the opposite sex, and this is how Satan is using it to bring people to all these different lifestyles. People over there watching pornography and all that. It looks to me it's better for you to get married than for you to sit down and watch that. Because you sitting down there watching a screen. Watching two strangers go at it with each other. That's like you sitting down and your neighbor lives right next door. You have a house, the neighbor's house next door, and you just sitting down watching them go at it. You know how nasty and filthy that is? People are now talking about they don't want no husband, no wife, but yet they sleeping around. If you don't want no man, no woman that much, then why you still sleeping around? You should be celibate and single then, for the rest of your life. Celibate and single, like how some of the disciples are, like how Paul was, like how Elijah was, to where they were not married. But the fact that you still sleep around, the fact that you still secretly dating on the side, you're just not in a committed relationship, shows that you still do want the opposite sex. So stop lying to yourself. It's better for you to marry than it is to burn. It's better for you to marry than it's for you to lust after a person. It's better for you to marry than sit down and watch a sexual movie all day. It's better. Because when you're married, at least you're with the person who actually cares about you. You're with a person who God ordained you to be with, if you truly waited on God. But when you sit down and you lust off all these different people, all you're doing is just messing your mind up. And see all these sexual movies like pornography and all that, it messes your mind up. It messes your mind up to the point that this was many people nowadays who watch that stuff, they suffer from stuff like erectile dysfunction. Half the time people watch movies and all that, they can't look at you in the eye properly. Because guilt, because you know deep down it's a sin. What's done in the dark comes to the light. Now you got people buying sexual robots. You know, these are really the times that we're in now. People talk about they need no men, they don't want no men, they don't want no woman. Well, yes, you do. If you still secretly dating, if you still secretly look at a woman or men online, then you still do want somebody. It's time for people to be honest with themselves. A lot of people just need to get healing from relationship trauma. People need to get healing from what happened to them in the past. Because a lot of people's past is hurting their future. Because when you say you need no man, no woman, you're cursing your own future. You're cursed with what God can have in store for you. Because guess what if God was to send you your God-ordained wife, your God-ordained husband right now? You would probably reject them right then and there. Because you don't believe that's coming from God. You don't believe that there's still people out there with good intentions. Listen, we know society might be messed up. We know that many countries, it's not just America, many countries around the world, they have been messed up and sin has been rampant across the world, right? But there's still people with genuine intentions. You don't have to fully cut off an entire gender of people. You don't have to fully become a homosexual or lesbian just because you had bad experience with the opposite sex. No. Do not let the enemy lie to you, because the enemy, he'll fill your mind with lies. So he could get you to try and sin against God. So he could try and get you to die in your sin so you won't make it to a kingdom. Don't let the enemy play you for a fool. Okay, he's playing many people in these days and times. That's why so many of the young generation, they don't even want to. Half the young people nowadays, well, like it said, like what 20% of Gen Z or LGBT, like the enemy, he's really playing a lot of people in this generation. He's trying to lie to as many people. He's deceptive because Satan wants to bring as many people to a lake of fire with him. You know, all these different agendas is out there. It's to break up the marriage that God created, break up the covenant, because marriage is a covenant that God created between man and woman, between husband and wife. He's trying to destroy that. Because when he destroyed the woman and the man, especially the man, because man is the head, when he destroyed that covenant, then this caused a whole bunch of chaos. Now it caused disruption in families. Now no more kids are being born, because guess what? In order for a kid to be born, whether people want to accept this truth or not, really this is just basic common sense, but many people nowadays, they don't want to listen to, they don't want to hear this because it hurts their feelings. Especially people who come from that community, the community I just named before. It takes a man and a woman to make a child. No kid is born to two men and two women. That's why Satan's using all these different agendas to try and stop kids being born. Because guess what? More people being born, that means there could be more of godly people coming in this planet to disrupt Satan's agenda. So he's trying to cause as much confusion nowadays. And too many people are falling for the enemy's schemes. Stop letting the enemy play too many of y'all for a fool. Because men going their own way, women going their own way. Like, you women talk about they boss chicks and they independent. What? Okay, you got a house, you got a car, but guess what? That does not all of a sudden make you a boss. That does not make you a boss. A lot of women who got that stuff, especially house and cars and all that, some of them are still secretly lonely. Some of them are still secretly craving for a man. Some of them are still secretly craving for a husband. So you just need to be honest with yourself and be honest with God and stop lying to yourself. This independent stuff has destroyed too many women. Now you got women in their 60s and 70s crying. I've seen it online. Women who are elderly in their 60s and 70s, 80s, crying saying they would love to have a husband. You know why? Because in their 20s and 30s, they probably fell for a lie, saying, "Oh, I don't need no man. I'm independent. I got this. I got that." Now they in their 60s and 70s. Now they realize all that stuff they had it doesn't really mean much. Like you got a car and all that, that's nice, but it don't really mean much because a lot of people they still desire true love. They still desire for somebody to love them. They still desire for marriage, especially when you get older in age. And guess what? You being in the just because you got a house or a car don't mean that you a boss as a man and as a woman. Because if you're not following God, you just over here sinning in open sin, and you still secretly lonely, you still disobeying God, you're not no boss. You're not winning. You lose at that point. You can start winning by following God and following His plans for your life instead of following the world. But until then, you're not winning. Having a house doesn't make you a man. Having a house does not make you a woman. Having a car does not make you a boss. Does not make you a boss chick. Having a career and having a business. That's just something you're supposed to do as a person because you got to pay bills. You got something to get you from point A to point B, especially if you don't live in a city with good transportation. So all that stuff does not make you a boss. You know what makes you a boss? You following God and you following His plans for your life. All this, I don't need no men, all this, I don't need no woman stuff, gotta stop because it's nothing but lies and deception of the enemy. They're trying to destroy the family and destroy a marriage that God ordained. But if you like this video, give it a like, share it, subscribe, have a blessed day. And do not let the enemy lie to you.